What's up, guys? Welcome to another iGeek Soccer review video, and today we're going to be reviewing this guy right here. This is the Nemeziz 19 Plus 360 Agility. I was supposed to review it last week, but then it rained and I couldn't review it because I couldn't go outside and play with it and test it out. But we're reviewing it today. We're going to unbox it, we're going to test it, and we're going to see what comes in the box, and we're going to talk about it in detail. But if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and let's get the video rolling. Let's get it started.
For the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. H6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ballin' age. I'm flipping the bars and flipping the. On record, off record, I still count wins when they doubt it. On record, off record, I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record.
So one of the things that I realized about the shoes is that putting it on can be a bit of a struggle because it's so tight here. So it was a bit of a struggle for me to put it on. When I was trying to put it on, it was hard. I had to like get in there, and even after you put it on, this kind of folds in your feet a little bit, and you have to kind of, after you put it on, you have to kind of adjust it so it fits perfectly. Now I'm not complaining about that because I do like the fact that it's pretty tight and it's pretty nicely fitted, but I do realize that putting it on was a bit of a pain. The shoe horn helped a lot. You don't necessarily need the shoe on. You can always just like split it wide open and then put it on, but the shoe on did help, but it was a bit of a pain to put it on.
Off record, I still want the act, not the ghost. Running through it with the young influence, adolescent presence, also coming to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete ejected, but the moves elusive, and I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost them. I can't work on winnings when I know you're losing, so I work the winners and they throw the deuces. Guess I have to pivot, shooting the bazookas for the facts. I need racks.
I think this is by far in my opinion, one of the best shoes that have come out this year so far. One of the best looking shoes that have come out this year so far. Now, the year is not over yet, but in my opinion, these are one of the best looking shoes that have come out this year so far. Now, right when you take the box off the shoes is not that heavy. The shoes remind me of two things when you take it off the box, right? The first one is that it reminds me, it looks, when it doesn't remind me, there's two things that comes to mind when I take a look at. The first one is, it looks like a concept shoes to me, right? A concept shoes that, was never made to be released. And then number two, it looks like the muscle. Let me put it a little bit further down so you guys can see. It looks like the muscle underneath your skin. I'm gonna put a picture probably right there so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It looks like the muscle underneath your skin. I don't know if that's what Adidas was going for, but it looks like that to me. Now, I've heard that some people say that it looks like bacon. I just don't see it. Maybe it does kind of look like bacon a little bit, like layers of bacon. But the two things that it looks like to me, the first one, it looks like a concept shoes. The second one is that it looks like the muscle underneath your skin. And the whole upper of the shoes is made up of tension tape. So you have the 360 Agility call out there, the Nemeziz call out there. The whole upper of the shoes. And before I get into the upper of the shoes, this socket board stuff here on the Adidas 3 stripe there, it adds like so much more kind of finesse to the shoes, right? For lack of a better word, it adds like a little bit of finesse to the shoes and just makes it look so good, so much better. It kind of adds like this really, like, if you take a close look at it, I don't know if you guys can see it right there, it's like a socket board. It looks like a socket board, and then it has like this little design and dots and all this stuff on it. It just adds a little bit of finesse to the shoes.
Paper cash, tax, that's a joke. Tell them laugh. Uncle Sam got the bag. Brody plot, we'll get a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got lab on my back. You ain't that, then it's raps. Whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record.
Now let's get back to the upper. The upper of the shoes is made up of tension tape, right? So the whole upper of the shoes is made up of tension tape, and you have like a layer that the tension tape seems a little bit more bigger, or a little bit more, not bigger, but a little bit more wider than usual. And you have layers and layers of tension tape. And if you try to take them apart here, you can see that they're stitched. So you have this part that's not stitched, but you have like a stitch in here, you have stitch in here. So the tension tape is somewhat stitched. Here, a little bit here as well. It's kind of stitched on top of each other, and they kind of just lay all around the shoes, and it even goes all the way at the bottom. And don't worry, we're gonna talk about the bottom later, but it goes all the way at the bottom of the shoes, which that's the whole concept of the 360, right? You have like this tension tape all around the shoes, giving your feet that kind of wrap that it needs to be able to control the ball better, hopefully on the field. And trust me, we are going to test these shoes, right? So that's pretty much all you have for the upper. Tension tape layer around the whole upper of the shoes.
For the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record. Been a little too nice to y'all.
It doesn't have the control skin. It doesn't have any control skin like similar to ACC, what Nike has for allow you to play in all weather condition. It doesn't have that, but you know, it doesn't need that in my opinion, because the shoes look so good, guys. I wish you guys can have it in your hand. It just looks so good. And as I said, concept shoes. It just looks like a concept shoes to me. Now, as you move your way to the top of the shoes here, now this opening is a very small opening, but as you stretch it around, you start to realize that it's not that small after all, right? It becomes bigger. It seems small, but then as you stretch it out, it becomes a little bit bigger than you think it is. So it seems small because there's a tape laying on top of this other one, and then you stretch it out and you open it, and it seems like a lot more bigger than it is. Underneath this tension tape, like there's layers of tension tape, there's another tape in there as well. There's another tension tape in there as well. This guy right here is meant to kind of like hold your feet in place. Now if we take that apart, just rip it apart. Even before we'll play with the shoes, we're gonna destroy it. And just rip it apart. You can see it. This is the tension tape, the other tension tape inside of the shoes to kind of give your feet the lockdown that you need when you put it on. But one of the things that I've noticed is that this tension tape seems as if it just comes across, right? So you can see it seems like right there, it's stitched from one end to the other end right here. So pretty much that's all you get for the upper, guy.
Then it's raps. Whoa, 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 whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the
It looks like the insole is not that padded. It has kind of holes here for breathability and holes here on the back as well for breathability. It's not that padded. It feels when you kind of run your hands across it, it feels like suede-ish to me. It has like a suede feel to it. It has unlock agility, Nemeziz unlock agility there. It's not that very well padded, but this is what you get for the insole. Now as we move away to the bottom of the shoes, now the bottom of the shoes, Adidas is introducing this two-plate system that they call the torsion system. Like the torsion system, you have a two-plate here, you have the studs there and the studs here, and then you have kind of like this stuff in the middle that not only in the middle, but that runs across the shoes. And it gives it that bit of a stiff when you play. So ideally, the idea behind this whole thing is that when you have the shoes on, because this torsion system that you have, it helps kind of like really keeps your feet in place, and it prevents it from like moving around in there. It's very stiff though. It's very, very stiff. The forefront of it is not that stiff. So the forefront of it, as you can see, I can bend it. But if you try to move your way a little bit further down and try to bend the shoes, it almost feels as if when you try to bend it, it almost feels as if that you're gonna break it. It feels extremely, 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 extremely stiff, especially in the middle. But starting from here, you can bend it. You don't have a problem bending it here, but it's also not that bendable on the forefront, but you can bend it if you want to. But in the middle and in the back, you don't have that luxury to bend as much as you would in the forefront of the shoes. You have kind of like this shiny stuff going on in the bottom on the two-plate system here, like this, you know, kind of silverish looking color, which is glittering all over the camera. But this does wear out when you start playing it. Adidas did put a warning here somewhere that says that this is going to wear out once you start playing with it.
Then it's raps. Whoa, 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 whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record.
So how does it feel? Man, it feels perfect. Okay, for me it felt really good. It's right in the middle. It's not too tight and it's not too loose either, especially the lockdown. The lockdown is not too tight, but it's not too loose. It's like right in the middle for me, and it feels perfect because I don't like it when it's too tight, but at the same time I don't like it when it's way too loose and your feet is moving all over the place. So this lockdown for me is just, it felt right. One of the things that I would advise is that if you wear a size 10, you definitely want to go half a size up or a whole size up. So if you wear a 10, go 10 and a half. If you want to go 11, that's fine as well. But it's a little tighter in the forefront here. In the forefront, when you wear it, when I was playing with it, it was a little tight. It started squeezing my foot a little bit more. It requires a little bit more breaking time, especially on the forefront here. I didn't feel anything too tight on the lockdown here. It was perfect, but on the forefront, it was a little too tight. So you definitely want to go a size up, a little half a size up or a whole size up, if that's something that you're concerned about. I don't care about it. I think that couple of plays, this is going to be perfect. It's going to break in, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But if you don't like that feeling, then I will go half a size up.
Then it's raps. Whoa, 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 whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see some cool videos like this all the time, make sure you hit that subscribe button right down below and turn on your notification. I do make vlog videos and I do rants as well. So check out my channel, turn on your subscribe button, and thumbs up the video if you enjoy it. I will see you guys on the next one. And as always, do not forget to stay geeking. Check out the website at geeksoccer.com. Link will be in the description box below if you want to see pictures of it. And if you do want to buy it, I will include a link in the description box below, so check that out. Until next time, I will see you guys. My throat shows at you. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to stay geeking. Peace.
For the record, yeah. For the record, yeah.